myself to the. Okay. Alrighty. Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video today. Alrighty, so I know it is early in the morning, honey, and I got a very busy day ahead of me. So I wanted to come just talk about some things before we get our day started here. Good morning to everyone across the nation, everyone who supports my channel. Like I said, I know it's kind of early, so everybody's probably still dragging themselves out of bed, or they're still probably getting ready to go to work. So I know, you all may not catch this in real time, but no worries, you all can always catch the replay, honey. Good morning, baby mama number two. Good morning. I see you're up with me. Okay. I said, oh my God, I am going live so early. I gotta get my life organized, y'all, because I be wanting to plan my lives and stuff, but I be having so much stuff come up throughout the day. So I'm like, well, let me go ahead and go live now. And, of course, my videos will always be available for everyone to watch with the replay. So good morning. Good morning, Mariah. Good morning, Frederick. What's up? What's up, you guys? Thank you all for joining. So today we are going to get into some things really quickly. Like I said, I know it's early. Yeah, Frederick says I'm up with you too. Right, I'm up early, honey, trying to get to it. But yes, so I'm not gonna keep you all long today. I just wanted to get into some things because I do see a little bit of buzz going on with our girl Latrice. I know the last couple of videos we talked about Keisha, and did you all see her birthday live? I watched it. I had to catch the replay, and it was very, very, very sweet. Everyone showing her some birthday love. So shout out to her. Happy belated birthday, Keisha. Like I said, we're gonna take a little break from the Keisha topic and talk about our girl Latrice, honey, because the girls are speculating, honey. The girls are accusing my girl of some things. But let me not say my girl, because look, I don't know Latrice personally, right? But the girls are accusing Latrice of some things, so we're gonna get into it today. So, little bit of backstory for those of y'all who may be watching that are new. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? But for those of you all who don't know, I do videos on Latrice often. Don't have to give much background about her. She's a Facebook famous person. She does a really good job over there, bringing in the views and bringing in content. And she has had an ongoing internet beef with her ex-boyfriend, CoCO. Okay. Like I said in my previous videos, I've done, for those of you all who may not know or who are new to the Latrice content. Hey, Lady Devereaux, how you doing? But yes, her and CoCO have had this long-standing internet beef. He was with her. He was using her for her money. She fell for his antics. They got into a beef, and that is why Latrice is pretty much a hot topic today. Because after her and her boyfriend CoCO broke up, he pretty much created a platform dedicated to dragging her. Now Latrice is not innocent. She's got on the internet and exposed some of his personal business before. I'm sorry, you guys. But she's gotten on the internet before, and she has exposed some of his personal. Good morning, Cupcake. Okay, that's good to hear, Lady Devereaux. But yeah, she's gotten on here. She's exposed him. They've had a really, really rocky, toxic breakup. So I am not, saying that Latrice is completely innocent and that some of the responses from CoCO weren't warranted. But long story short, CoCO is pretty much the reason why everyone loves to drag Latrice today. Before, Latrice always did things that were a little questionable because she's not your traditional, put together, just goody two shoes type of woman. So she does do things. Hey, you lit liquor. Good morning. But yeah, she does some things that are questionable, and so she has sparked conversation in the past. However, like I said, the reason why people really took a dislike to her and started the hate train for her is because of the fallout between her and CoCO. Pretty much, long story short. So I just wanted to give you all that background because Latrice is a Facebook person, and so a lot of times when I talk about her, some people who do not get on Facebook may not know exactly the details of who she really is. So that was just a quick background. Anyway, in recent times, CoCO has moved on and he has him a new lady friend or a new girlfriend. I don't know what her name is. So I'm just going to call her CoCO's lady friend. I forgot her name. But pretty much him and this new lady friend have been getting acquainted. They have been getting acquainted. Everyone knows. Everyone was speculating that him and D. Raines was messing around, but that was not the case. They had a big falling out, and now CoCO is finally revealing to us, his love interest and who he has really had his eye on this whole time. And the internet has really taken a liking to his new girlfriend. Now there have been some rumblings that some things have been going on with CoCo's Facebook page. He has a Facebook page where he's creating some, income for himself. And I don't know the specific backstory, but I think he may have had two pages. I'm not sure what happened, but he had him a popular following on Facebook, and that's where majority of his supporters were. And he was making a pretty good, well, I don't know what he was making, but from what it seems, he was making that was where he was getting his income from. So Facebook was becoming his job, and he was getting a pretty good, substantial following over there. Well, the other day, I think this was yesterday, it was yesterday or either the day before, his lady friend came onto her platform to let everybody know that CoCo was very upset because his page had been flagged or deleted, or he was locked out of his page for some type of verification reasons or something of that nature. I see we have a new comment. Can we get some story time? You say that you have been a Keisha and Ashley. I would like to hear. Sorry, this is off topic. Yeah, I can do some story times. I can do that's a good idea. So yes, I could definitely do some story times. I did a mini story time in my last live or whatever about the time that I was kind of in Keisha's position, but I can definitely give y'all a story time or two. So yes, in a different video, absolutely, that's a good idea. Thank you for that. But yes, so more recently his lady friend came onto the platform and she was very upset, and she was just saying that he pretty much his page was disabled, or he was locked out of his page. And she was, really, really, going in, just saying, how this is very unfair, how she's very frustrated because she feels like, in so many words, she was saying that she feels like Latrice has something to do with it. Now, there have been other people who have been reacting to Miss Latrice, and they are saying that she has said things on her page pretty much insinuating that she has some connections with Facebook. And so pretty much CoCo's lady friend is trying to insinuate that she had something to do with his page being disabled or taken away or whatever. Now, let me say this. He has since got his page back, but we're going to get into it. It says, these lives be too long. I didn't hear. Thank you, though. Yeah, we do stay on live for a long time. So, yes, you guys, give me 1 second. One moment, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Hey, D. Hey. You liquor. No, CoCo is a man. Yes, CoCo is a man. CoCo and Latrice were in a relationship. Like I said, I made a video about them before, but pretty much he was using Latrice for her money. He had just got out of jail. Him and Latrice. Thank you for that, baby mama, too. Yeah, hit the like button on your way in. But yes, he was just got out of prison. He was getting his life back together. Him and Latrice were childhood friends. They knew each other from back in their hometown, and so they rekindled their relationship. But it seems as if she felt like he was really in it for her. He was really trying to get out of jail and get his life together, and she was really more than willing to help him financially. That was her man, and she was standing beside him, right? However, they kept having arguments. He kept being very standoffish towards her. They kept having disagreements because he felt that she was trying to control him just because she had the money. So they end up having several falling outs on the Facebook Live. There was a time where he yelled at her children on Facebook Live and it embarrassed her. There was a time where she showed us a video where they were in the warehouse and they were arguing because she has a warehouse where she has merchandise, and he ran up on her, was finna swing on her, So it says Ella of the ghetto. I need to catch up. Yeah, you got to catch up on Latrice. She's funny. Mariah says, I started watching her before they hooked up. I think she's hilarious. I think she is hilarious. A lot of people get very offended by her mannerisms and her, her lack of, whatever. But I think she's hilarious. I like watching her. I may not agree with a lot of the way that she carries herself in certain situations, but she is funny to watch. I will say that. Lady Devereaux says, Shamika Moore says, all lies. What's up, lies, Shamika? Hey, Shamika. But Shamika, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. But yeah, so pretty much, they had a pretty rocky relationship, and we kind of saw it play out as her viewers. Everyone, when she said that she was moving him in with her kids, we was all kind of like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? So we all pretty much saw the train wreck between them two coming. Because she did, go from saying, hey y'all, this is my guy that I've been talking to who's in jail, and then he's moving in, and then, she has all these plans for him. And, they had a lot of back and forth. I will say that. And let me say this. She did expose a lot of their personal business when they would have these fallouts and they would argue. She would get on Facebook Live and kind of air out some of the dirty laundry. She told us about, an ex-girlfriend that he had that, he was supposedly abusive to. She told us how, he was very ungrateful. She had bought him all these things, gave him cologne, gave him clothes, gave him large amounts of money. And, he was just very ungrateful and very cold-hearted to her. And, she's talked about their sex life. So she did expose a lot about them, right? However, he later came out after they broke up, and he made his live, and he pretty much said he was just there for the money. Long story short. So, in my opinion, you sat there the whole time and was just there for the money. So whatever dragon you got, you deserve. All right, because who does that? Your lit liquor says that jail talk be an MF. I let one make me believe who's gonna buy me a unicorn. Yeah, that jail talk be. And thank you, D, for sharing my live. But yeah, that jail talk be, it be something else. Bliss Holly said, hey lady, hey Bliss Holly, how you doing today, girl? But yeah, so his new girlfriend pretty much has a bad taste in her mouth because a lot of the internet, for some odd reason, doesn't like the way Latrice handled that breakup. And people are entitled to their opinion, right? Like I said, I'm not the feelings police. People can feel how they would like to feel. Some people did not agree with how she was. So the thing about it was, I think what really turned people off is that when they would have an argument, she would immediately pick up her phone and go live. And they felt that just was her being petty or being childish. But like I said, I looked at it as this. I have been good to you. I've come to you. I've invested in I'm giving you large amounts of money. I'm trying to get you she was trying to get him like a car washing business or some type of business off the ground. I'm literally, pouring into you, trying to build you up when most women wouldn't even have given you a second look. Okay? Because I'm sorry, if you come to me with no money, I can't do anything with you. That's just me personally. And so I feel like, this was just a regular toxic relationship where she was acting out of hurt. And, I think that, that doesn't make her getting on live talking about him right, because she talked about his private parts and things before. That doesn't make any of that right. But I also find it very distasteful and disgusting for a grown man to be so comfortable pretending that he is interested in someone when at the end of the day, if you don't want her, if you're not interested in her, you can just go leave her, get a job, and don't try to eat off of her if you're that disgusted by her. Because he later revealed that he was not sexually attractive. He talked about her hygiene. You know what I'm saying? He really tried to play her. He called her a paymaster, and he pretty much said he was over it when she started trying to, his exact words were, she started to try to bird feed him. She started to try to pretty much, dangle the money over his head and, make him feel like a little child. That's what his thing was. You know what I'm saying? She felt like he owed her. Yeah. And so, but I'm looking at him like, why would you even put yourself in this situation? I know when you get out, well, I don't know, because I've never been to prison, but I'm just saying, I can imagine it's hard, right? It's hard out here for a pimp, right? However, I just feel like, there's some morals as a man or anybody, man, woman, cat, dog. There are some morals that have to kick in. And I just feel like it's still low down as hell for you to try to use someone. So whatever her reaction to you was after finding out that was your MO, it is what it is. This, to me, I looked at it the same way I looked at the whole Keisha Ashley Jerrigan situation. This was just a feud over some relationship problems. So with Latrice and CoCo, I never got invested, or I never felt compelled to counsel Latrice or to take CoCo's side, because at the end of the day, they were two toxic people, and she was being used by him, and she lashed out in the way that she knows how, which is to be toxic and exposed. And he was just as disgusting and wrong as she was. So I didn't look at her any type of way behind that situation, because I could feel where she's coming from. But going back to the situation with his Facebook page, his new girlfriend, of course, she has a bad taste in her mouth about Latrice already, because of course she's CoCo's new girlfriend. And so she pretty much got on her live very upset, and pretty much accusing Latrice of having something done to his page, saying that Latrice is going to get her karma, pretty much just going in on Latrice. She was holding back because she didn't want to say too much, but she said it without saying it, that she was upset with Latrice, and this was all Latrice's fault. Julian Limber says, when you do anything for a man, you have to do it solely from the heart, because men change up. You can't throw what you do in their face. That is true. Take it to the chin and move on. Yeah, that is true. I felt like she should have just taken the high road, because you did make that unwise decision, because a blind man could see that wasn't going to work. And I'm not judgmental. I know people go through hard times. So I'm not one of those superficial people that act like a man has to have $1 million to be in my presence. But I just feel like if you're literally sitting around waiting for me to be your savior, and you're not out here trying to get it on your own, at that point, I don't know what she was expecting from him. How can he be a good partner to you when he doesn't even have the drive or the initiative to try to find his own way? And this is just from what we see. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Like I said, I don't know these people in real life, right? But it just appeared that he was looking for a come up. Even when he explained his relationship and the reason why he was unattracted to D Raines, he never said that she was an ugly woman. He never said anything. He just pretty much even said then, she didn't have her stuff together. She couldn't really help him in any type of way, so he wasn't interested. And so to me, I'm sorry, like I said, I don't know CoCo personally, not to try to personally bash him, but that's, to me, is the type of man that I just don't want to deal with, because my thing is, why are you looking for a woman to do anything for you? Why can't you get out here and get it on your own the same way they had to get out here and figure it out on their own? A lot of times we have to start over from zero, from scratch, with children and everything. And so you're sitting up here kind of blaming Latrice for your downfall, and blaming, and looking at, other women as, hey, if you can't help me come up, I don't need you. Well, what are you going to do for yourself, sir? That's how I'm looking at it. It says, yes, us women have to start looking at the potential in this man. Yeah, a lot of times women, we fall in love with potential, and he can be this, and he just has this, but they got to come to the table with something. Especially as old as, well, I'm 28, but I feel like I'm too old for that type of stuff. We're not in high school anymore. I feel like anyone who is grown with their own house and their own bills, when you're out here looking for a partner, they need to have something to bring to the table other than just some potential. That's just my opinion. But like I said, I was interested in this story, and talking about the situation with his new girlfriend. Her name is Lele, I think, Miss Lay. That's his new girlfriend. I was very intrigued to see how upset she was with Latrice. And it really sparked some conversation in my brain, because someone reposted her live on YouTube, and they were pretty much like, yeah, Latrice is wrong if she got CoCo's page taken down. Yes, Latrice has said she has connections with Facebook. Latrice has hackers. Everyone wanted to blame CoCo's situation with his page on Latrice, as if Facebook is not a public platform where they probably have been monitoring his page and her page, and they're acting as if he did not build a whole platform, and his initial content that he put onto the platform was a constant back and forth and bashing of this woman. So I'm pretty sure that Latrice may have reported some of his content before, but I'm pretty sure there were other people who were offended by his, bashing of her in the beginning. I will say he did change the narrative a little bit and start trying to make it about his own personal life, but he created that platform solely off of the fallout they had, and he was on there for months on end bashing her, all of that, talking about her business, accusing her of neglecting her children, all type of things, right? And like I said, I don't judge either one of them because it was just a messy breakup. But if for his girlfriend to get on here and pretty much be very upset, and she's for sure this is Latrice, and all this and the third, she's really has all this energy for Latrice. It's kind of like, girl, you just came into this situation. There, as a woman, how would you feel if he did that to you? So you're up here upset with Latrice because she could have had a hand in getting his page taken down. However, you don't think that if his page did get taken down, if this was a page that was built on hate for another black woman, it was built on humiliating this woman, talking about her personal hygiene. There were literally days on end where everyone's going in, calling her names. That could, you don't think that maybe, just maybe, that was inappropriate for him to be doing anyway. So if his platform was in jeopardy because of his, the way he started it and kicked it off, you don't think that maybe that is warranted? And it was just like, Lady Deborah says, it sounds like he's doing too much. Yeah, I think he definitely did too much. And people love to say, well, Latrice is not innocent. She talked about him. And she did. And I'm not saying she didn't. She definitely did pick up that phone. A lot of times they would get into it and talk about him. And she said a lot of things about him. However, you literally came into this woman's home, and it was her fault, right? Because she was not the wisest to make that decision. But you literally came into her home. She let you around her children. She let you into her business. She cared for you. She fed you. She clothed you. She gave you money to have in your pocket. She didn't have to do any of that. And you turned on her, mistreated her, put your hands on her allegedly, and bragged about it. So, and then you linked up with the people who hate her, the same people who, when they were on her platform trolling her, you were pretending to have her back, and you were there in the camera pretending like you were so supportive of her. The same people who you watched tear her down when you were over there pretending to be in love with her for the chat, you rally these people up on your platform to support you and bash her. So why do you deserve to even have that type of platform when it was built off of the back of what she introduced you to? You would have known anything. And don't get me wrong. Let me say this. He definitely can have his own Facebook page and have his own supporters, right? He definitely can. But what I'm saying is he's lucky that he was even blessed with the opportunity to even do that, because that was shiesty what he did to her. You know what I'm saying? Most people, when you do a woman wrong, you don't get to create a whole page and start getting cash apps and donations and make you a nice living off of it. Most men just get thrown out on the street with a black trash bag and they have to figure it out. So for you to be up here acting like you're entitled, to all this support and love, which, don't get me wrong, he has built his own fan base, but, and you act like that no one should ever come for that. So we got to be realistic here. Gabrielle says, I agree. Liquor says she needs to look at him sideways. He would do the same to her. Right. He would do the same thing to you, woman. So, and I get when you're in love with someone and they've been feeding you information about how wrong their ex has done them. You're going to kind of be a little biased, but you coming on here upset almost, and you got all this heat in your chest for Latrice, but you are not putting yourself in Latrice's shoes. And I'm not saying she has to, but let's just think logically here. This man admitted to using this lady. I thought he was too thug, in my opinion. Yeah, I was very, very, I ain't gonna say scared, but because I like a man who a little rough around the edges, but you gotta have some money and some business about yourself. You can look like you can have the dreads and stuff and all of that, but you can't come up in here with empty hands, okay? Lady Deborah says, right. And Lady Deborah says it was wrong of him to build a fan base by bashing his. Right, it was wrong. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is, wise. People can do what they want to do. But I don't think it's wise to build a fan base off of hate for anyone. That's why I say when I create my platform, I try my best, even in situations where I don't agree with the other side, I try my best to speak to both sides, right? Because I don't ever want my platform to be built off of the sole hate of one person. And that's why I even try to switch my conversations up, because I want everything, life should be fair. People make mistakes, even people who do bad things to other people. We're all human trying to figure this thing out. So, I feel like when people do decide to build these platforms solely off of the hate of one individual, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And so for his girlfriend to feel as if he was never going to get any backlash for how he created the platform is very unrealistic. And I'm actually going to read some of the comments from that video because I was appalled reading the comments, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, it's a red flag when men do that. And Mariah says, I agree. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. And so the video that I'm speaking of, this was posted on the Analytical Eyes page. So you all can go support that page. Like, I don't know what that page is about, but I don't want to just be, looking at a video and not shouting it out, Even, what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't support pages that tear other people down. So I don't really know what this page is about. But, this is where I did see this video at. So I'm just going to cite it, just out of respect. But I don't really know much about what this person posts on their page. But I do know that this was a particular video that caught that caught my eye. So, everyone was on here and they were like, the only reason why she hacked his page is because CoCO left and stayed gone. He totally embarrassed her and she will not let go. Her money couldn't fix it. She is dangerous. And I'm just paraphrasing here. How is this lady dangerous because she is upset with her ex-boyfriend for using her? Like I said, do I believe Latrice had anything to do with his page being taken down? I don't think that she hired anyone to hack his page. I don't think that. What I think happens is Facebook is very, very strict. I shared a post and I said just a simple cuss word in it, and they flagged my stuff like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So Facebook is very strict. So I feel like happened was, like I said, CoCO has his page back now. But what I feel like what happened was people were probably constantly reporting the content for harassment and bullying, and that's what probably led them to look at his page and want him to verify some things to make sure that he wasn't a troll account or something of that nature. That's what I feel happened, because he got the page back. So I don't think it was her hiring anybody to take him down. But do I feel like she's probably reported some of his videos about her? Definitely. And if she did that, you're gonna say I appreciate for that. Yeah, I love to. Like I said, I'm not gonna just read off his later videos or whoever it is and not say where I'm looking at. So I'm like, even though I don't know what this page is about, I'm gonna still say, hey, you guys, this is where I saw the video at, just out of respect. But so do I feel like she probably has reported things on his page before that were negative about her? Definitely, but why would she not? But do I feel like she has this elaborate scheme and she's trying to hack him? And no, I don't think she did that. Do I think she wants to see him successful? No, she probably wishes him the worst because he played the hell out of her and embarrassed her. So do I feel like she's Team CoCO and she wants him to do good? No, she probably don't want to see him on Facebook making money off of the platform that she introduced him to. But let's be honest, who would? You know what I'm saying? Who really would? I'm not one of those ex-girlfriends that's gonna be like, you know what, I just want to see you do it. I don't wish evil on anyone. I'm a pretty positive person. But if I introduce you to a platform of people and I show you the ropes on how to create your page, and then you use that to start attacking me, I'm not gonna be happy for you either. So if she did report his page or whatever, why wouldn't she? This man was over here dragging her. Now, I will say, I get what the public may be saying about the order of events. It only seems as if she has done this after he's came out with his new girlfriend, so that would be ironic because CoCO has tried to change up the content, right? He hasn't really had a drag session for her in a while. So, they were thinking that, well, now that he has come out with his new girlfriend, that maybe that is the reason why she hired somebody to hack into his page or whatever. And that very well could have been thought that crossed her mind. Like I said, I don't think hacking crossed her mind, but she very well could have felt a way about him introducing his new girlfriend to the platform and trying to get her channel monetized. She probably did feel a way. I just don't think she would go as far as to hire an internal hacker to take him out the game. when it comes to social media. Is she happy for him? No. Does she want to see him making money off of the platform that she gave him to bash her? No. But I feel like people are reaching. People are really reaching because Facebook does have their own set of guidelines. I have known several people that have business pages on Facebook and they have gotten their pages shut down for various reasons. So you can't, it's very bold to say that she did this. Very bold. And I even commented on that video and I was just like, hey guys, to be fair, this man did build a platform to and bragged about how he used her for money and it was on there bashing her. And for still, coming up under my comment and trying to get me to believe that that was okay because she waived his money. She was like, they was like, well, she brags about her money all the time. Why wouldn't he use her? Are you people crazy? It says, I was talking about allowing people with different opinions to still come in. You actually conversing about it. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't get offended when people don't agree with me. I'm mature enough to know that everyone's not gonna have the same opinion. As long as you keep it respectful, you will always have a place over here to comment. Even if you're not agreeing with what I'm saying. So, I try to keep it fair because that's all I want. I want social media to be fair again. There was a time where everyone could get on social media and talk about what they wanted to talk about and engage with each other, and it was just fair. And nowadays, it just seems like it's like you got to pick one side or the other, and it's this whole cancel culture thing. And so, it's like I don't want I want to create a space where we can talk about it, we can have a different opinion as long as everybody's respectful. We can all be like, okay, that was a good conversation, and then go on back to our normal lives. It says, baby mama number 2 says a lie is more entertaining than the truth. Right. Lady Devereaux says, I think a lot of people would feel that way. Yeah, a lot of people would feel slighted by CoCo. So for them to act as if she should not have any ill feeling towards him, it's like, what world do you live in? Actually, one comment, because when I made the comment, I was just pointing out how he did brag about using her and how he made the platform and was degrading her on multiple occasions. And because his girlfriend was saying, Latrice, you don't understand karma. I know people who have lost their whole business. I know people who have gotten into car wrecks. You're going to get your karma. But who's to say that, first of all, I try not to go too deep with the whole karma thing. But who's to say that this Latrice will get some karma for this, even if she did have anything to do with it? Who's to say this is not CoCo's karma for being deceitful and deceptive and using this woman? If we're going to talk about karma, where's his karma? Because he doesn't get a pat on the back for being a gigolo and a user. So we just going to give him a pass. There's a whole video of him running up, swinging on her. And we're just going to sit back and give him a pass for that. We're going to give him a pass for saying that he was using her. We're going to give him a pass for yelling at her children on live and being disrespectful in front of her children. We're going to give him a pass for all that, right? All of us are going to give him a pass for all these extremely disrespectful things just because we don't like Latrice. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. The internet will look over some stuff, boy. The internet, they will look over some stuff. If they don't like somebody, they will make anything right. They will change up their version of right and wrong just so it can fit in favor of the fan favorite. Even though the fan favorite could be terribly wrong. I love Beyonce. Beyonce is my girl, honey. This is Beyonce's internet, okay? But if Beyonce go out here tomorrow and she rob a bank, Beyonce would be wrong for that, regardless of if it's Beyonce or not, So I feel like the internet, they sometimes try to spew right and wrong or try to manipulate what's just morally right and wrong to fit in favor of the person they like the most. And even your favorite can be wrong sometimes, guys. I know CoCo is the fan favorite right now because he's dragging Latrice like everybody been wanting to. But, at the end of the day, we're not going to look over all the degrading things he did to her as a man. And I even had one person comment, and this is how crazy, and I'm not trying to disrespect this person, but this is how crazy people sound, in my opinion. This just sounds crazy to me. They call her Pumpkinhead. Yeah, they say, Shauna say wrong is right and right is wrong to their society. Yeah, like in today's society, People literally try to change up what's right and wrong based on who it is. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't matter who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. So they call her Pumpkinhead. That is, the people who don't like Latrice, that's their nickname for her. And they said she was the one putting it out there that she had all this money and she's rich and she do so much for people. She dangled them coins in front of struggling people like carrots. Then she gets mad when they try to grab them. She runs her mouth too dang much, and that's why she's a target. A hit dog hollers the loudest, and a hungry one will eat with whoever feeds them. Don't blame him, blame her. This is what people really feel. They feel like we don't care that he was a grown man who got on this internet admitting to using and manipulating a woman for money. It's her fault because she has reached a certain level of wealth, and because she always talks about how good she is to people, and because she always talks about how she helps people who are in the struggle. It's her fault if she got used. That's what this comment said. And that is a reflection of how messed up, in my opinion, society is, because that's still not okay. If an old lady walk out and she has her purse open and she has her wallet, visible, does that give someone the right to come up and snatch it? No, it doesn't. So this is like the things that people try to make sense all because they don't like someone. It's crazy to me. It says, I don't understand why people always count on people's pockets. Yeah, I don't understand that. And I feel like, as someone who I have, I went to college, got a job in my career field. So I've always done pretty well when it comes to taking care of myself. And it's like people want you to hide your success. People want you to hide the fact that you're capable of, people want you to hide. Oh, I'm sorry, it says we can't hear you. I'm sorry. Well, I think they said they can hear you. Try to come back out and come back in. But yeah, people want you to hide your success. They want you to hide the fact that you have reached a certain level where you can do nice things for yourself. People can't stand to see you, just enjoying the fruits of your labor. And they feel like if you enjoy the fruits of your labor in the open, that you're cocky and you deserve to be taken advantage of. And that's not the case. Just because someone is openly wealthy and they're enjoying the fruits of their labor does not mean they deserve any type of punishment for that. She's worked hard to get where she is. Regardless of how much of a hot mess people think she is, she has gotten on this platform, which is Facebook, every day and exposed a lot of her life that she didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? She put us in a lot of her business. She did a lot, and she sacrificed a lot of her personal space and privacy, to change her life and give her children something different that a lot of children don't experience. A lot of children, and there are rooms that she can make and improve when it comes to her household and how she handles things, in my opinion. So I'm not saying that she's this saint and she doesn't make she doesn't make the best decisions sometimes. However, she's buying properties, she's building businesses, she's showing her children more than what some people can show their children. And that should count for something. OC Girl says, it's frustrating to me that people dislike when others are enjoying what they work hard for. Right. It's like people really do dislike people for just, owning the fact that they have accomplished something. Okay, good, Shauna. I'm glad you can hear it. But yeah, and so, it's crazy to me that, people sit on their lives and they amen this grown ass man who's very capable of going out here and finding his own way. Like, his girlfriend was on there and she was extremely upset. Like, this is going to be the only way that he can make money. Even if something did happen to his Facebook page. And I understand how frustrating it is, especially if this is what he uses as his main source of income. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm not human. But at the end of the day, nobody owes him anything, not even social media. They don't owe him a following. They don't owe him support. He should have, as an adult, he should have some type of backup plan anyway. Like, I would never quit my job just because I gained some type of following in the first year of doing YouTube. I wouldn't do that. Now, if I get to the point where I'm on like a, a big level, like I'm on some like a De'Aaron Ken, or I have this huge platform and I have a huge Instagram platform with millions and millions of followers, then I'll take that risk and I'll leap out there when it's shown that I can support myself solely off of social media for at least a year or two, right? But until then, I'm gonna, have multiple streams and have multiple backup plans. And they were on there acting as if, she had did something to him just because his Facebook page came up missing. But it's like he should have another way to make money anyway. Because he hasn't been on social media that long. As long as she's not out here scamming people, leave her alone. Right. OC Girl says Latrice is an open book and she really does work hard. She is definitely not perfect, but who is is the question. It's easy to judge others behind a computer when others can't see your real life. Right. It says, okay, I don't agree with that, but I can understand what they're trying to say. Right. It's kind of like, let's and then Orion says, I love how she's with her kids. Right. Like, this is the thing. Latrice has definitely made some not wise decisions. She is someone who I feel like comes from a very rough background. And so now that she has this newfound wealth, she does need to be a little bit wiser. I can say that. But at the end of the day, for anyone to feel like she does not deserve to be respected by someone who she trusted to come into her home is crazy to me. Because regardless of what personal character flaw she has, she's still a human being. And she was nice enough to offer to help him. She didn't have to help him do anything. She could have said, listen, you can't come here, because she did this elaborate thing for his birthday where she had someone sing for him. She had a chef come cook for him. She did a lot of nice things for him, whether it have been the smartest decision or not. And so for him to kind of laugh at that and kind of like, basically be so ungrateful as if she owed him anything. Like, as to me, I don't care how bad the breakup was with me and someone. If they have put me in a position to now have a following and make money and be on a platform, and they have spent they have done a lot of nice things me, as long as they weren't abusing me or hitting on me or stealing from me or something like that, if all they were doing was arguing back and forth with me and we broke up because we just couldn't get along, that's I would have taken the high road and moved on gracefully, because that was a blessing to be able to get some income out of that relationship, because he literally left that relationship and walked into a full fan base of support. Shauna says, I don't know anything about who and what you're talking about, but I'm enjoying this conversation. Yes, it's a lady on Facebook. Her name is comedian Latrice Allen. Go check her out. It's real comedian Latrice Allen. Go check her out. She's an interesting person. She has her share of drama and trials and tribulations. She has her share of makeup and breakups, but a lot of people just love to talk about her because she goes through a lot. She goes through a lot. She really does. But yeah, I just, I didn't understand the outrage with her, and I didn't understand the accusation that she's hacking and all of this, that, and the third. And like I said, I don't watch her lives in their entirety, so she may have said something about having some connections to hackers. I don't know. But either way, in that situation with CoCO, if his page got taken down, I wouldn't be on here feeling sorry for him. You're gonna let her say, yeah, sometimes you can make yourself a target without even knowing. People love to take advantage. Yeah, they do. They love to take advantage, and it's sad because, even, growing up, or just, after I graduated and I went to work in my career field, it was kind of like I was so excited, but I had to always be kind of like thinking like, oh, I don't want to brag too much. I don't want to talk about how good of a day I had at work, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm bragging. And people shouldn't have to feel that way. Like, people shouldn't have to feel like they should have to diminish their accomplishments just to camouflage in with other people. Like, people should be able to openly be happy for their accomplishments, and she's giving back. Now, her motive for giving back, it is what it is. A lot of people say it's not genuine, whatever. But we've seen her put plenty of people in positions to make some money and be successful. People who she's not even cool with no more. Now they have popular platforms. and they're making money off of YouTube. She's invited her friends into her home to work for her and make money. So she definitely has definitely been generous to plenty of people. And that regardless of her other character flaws, that's something that you have to applaud her for, because some people, she can get on her live all day and she doesn't have to include anybody. She can hire some workers from a professional staffing company. She doesn't have to give jobs to her friends or family. She doesn't have to do any of that. She can keep all her riches to herself, but she's thought about people enough to extend a helping hand, and so that should count for something. Also in other news, her and D Raines, I talked about D Raines in another video and her apologizing to Latrice. D Raines was a person who she was once beefing with, and it was kind of about CoCO in a certain type of way. And now they have made amends, and D Raines actually came on her live. Now, I don't know how genuine D Raines is, because she was on here really going in on Latrice. So, I just would encourage Latrice to steer clear. But I guess it's positive to see two black women put the differences to the side and move forward. Sheena says, I know Latrice is a good mother to her children. Find me a perfect mother out here. Of course, miserable viewers are looking for her faults. I follow Latrice. Not a member. Have a blessed day. Yes, you have a good day too, Sheena. But yes, I definitely think that she is a good mom. I think that she, and like any mom, I think that she may not have made the best decisions in certain situations, but I feel like overall she's not a terrible mother. I feel like, she will figure it out as she goes along. I don't call people bad parents, because I feel like my mother didn't always make decisions that were positive for me. She didn't always move in the best way when it came to me. However, I would never open my mouth and say that my mom was a bad mom, and there were other times where she went above and beyond for me, and she gave me things that a lot of my friends, didn't experience. So it's kind of like, it's balance. As long as you have balance, and as long as you don't make a habit out of your bad decisions, you can definitely redeem yourself from trial and error when it comes to parenting. And so I don't like to judge Latrice's parenting, because she's her own individual. She has her own reasoning behind what she does, and there have been a lot of people that I know in real life, off the internet, that have made certain decisions when it comes to their kids, and it worked out fine. People didn't understand it at first, but then it ended up being okay. Like my mom, she made the decision, and she had me when she was 17, to let my grandmother be and my great grandmother. She let them, be the people who look after me while she kind of figured her life out. Does that mean that she was a deadbeat? No. Was she absent sometimes? Yeah. But I really appreciate her allowing me to have a stable home versus dragging me from place to place with her while she got her life together. So that was I feel like, some people looked at it like, oh my God, why you stay with your grandma? But then some people understood, like, your mom is very young. She's figuring herself out. She's trying to find different jobs. She's trying to find her career field. She's going to school. She's dating. And maybe she didn't want to have me mixed up in all that chaos, So I appreciate her for allowing my grandmother and great grandmother to raise me primarily and be with them most of the time. And sometimes, like I said, and she always provided. I went to private school for a little while. There were some struggles here and there, but at the end of the day, she did a really good job with me. And I can say, I would never open my mouth and say that my mom was a bad mom, even though she did not make the best decisions. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to cover today. Like I said, I wasn't going to keep you all long, but yeah, people were really trying to accuse Latrice of hacking. I don't think she's hacking, and I don't think that CoCo's new girlfriend should insert herself into the situation and try to create some type of smoke with Latrice, because don't let the internet hype you up to hate this lady. Just get your own perception of her. They would say your mom did what was best for you. Yeah, definitely. She did what was best for me. A lot of people judge people who let their kids go live with their parents, but I feel like I would have rather lived with my grandparents than, being moving around, having to go to different schools, what I'm saying? My mama, she stayed figuring out her life, okay? And now she has it together. Now she pretty much knows what she wants to do. But my mama had me, she was 17. So she went through different jobs. She lived in different cities. She lived in another state before. So yeah, I would have been traumatized having to do all that moving and bouncing around. So a lot of people looked at her sideways for doing that. But to me, it was a good decision because I was able to go to the, same school with all my friends from elementary to high school. I was able to just have a hot meat. My grandmama was, she cooked soul food every night. So I was able to have a really, really good, solid home because of her sacrifice that she made to let me go with my grandma. And that was a good decision to me. But yes. But yeah, so my advice for CoCo's new lady, I think her name is Miss Lele. I'm not saying that, you can't feel a type of way about Latrice, but no matter old CoCo now. Okay? CoCo is not innocent. CoCo is not a saint. CoCo has done his fair share of contributing to the mess. CoCo has been disrespectful to Latrice and people who have come and tried to support him, and he felt like they were switching up. So CoCo is not a he's not a saint. He's got on here and he has given us some very unfavorable characteristic of someone who's supposed to be a stand-up guy. So I don't know why everyone has so much sympathy for him. I don't know why we can sit up here and we can talk about him as if he's done no wrong. We've watched him literally about to physically abuse this lady. Okay, so I just feel like people should just kind of take off the hate lens for a minute and just look at the situation realistically. And then when it comes to D Reigns speaking to Latrice, her and Latrice, they talked on live and embraced each other. Do I feel like it's genuine? I don't know. I just feel like D Reigns feels like she feels crazy. She feels a little cheesy because I think her initial plan was to link up with CoCo and really make Latrice mad, and that backfired in her face. And so now I feel like she's trying to take the humble approach and apologize and make it right. But that's why you have to be careful, how you come at people, because you never know what position God's gonna put you in. Yeah, he says everyone struggles as a parent. Everyone's struggle as a parent is different. No one is a perfect parent. Nobody is a perfect parent. We all have done things that may not have been the best. So I would never call her a bad mom because she's doing the best that she can. To me, bad parents are people who abuse children, who neglect children, starve them, what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Those are people who I would call bad parents. But if you're just out here trying to figure it out, then hey, you got my support. Okay? Wonderful. But all right, you guys, that is all I wanted today. Like I said, I wasn't going to keep you all long today. I just wanted to hop on here in the morning and let's keep this family growing. Subscribe, turn your notification post on. And I like the idea with some story time. So I can concoct me some story times, but I'll definitely come with some more content, creative content for you all, and we can keep the conversation going. And you all have a blessed day. Eat you something good today. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. Bundle up if it's cold where you are. And just enjoy your day, you guys. So see you all in my next video. All right. Thank you for the support, y'all. See y'all later.